Rural Heritage on RFD TV is brought to you by Rural Heritage Magazine, a bi-monthly magazine featuring articles about farming and logging with draft animal power, small-scale diversified family farming and homesteading, and other aspects of our rich rural heritage. Rural Heritage Magazine, borrowing from yesterday to do the work of today. For subscription information, please call 319-362-3027 or order online at www.ruralheritage.com. In early November 2017, Tom Renner held his annual Plow and Threshing Day at his Belleville, Illinois farm. Scores of vintage tractors, steam engines, draft horses, mules, and even a team of oxen all demonstrated how farming was done in years gone by. Join us as we spend the day at Tom Renner's Stock Farm Field Day.
They threw them on the bundle wagon, which this is not actually a bundle wagon, but it's a wagon. Then it's brought to the thrash machine.
Okay.
The separator, they call them separators, thrash machines, same thing, you know.
It means the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, and so then they're thrown into the thresher onto the conveyor.
Onto the feeder house, they call this.
Okay.
This is the feeder house. Then the feeder house conveys it right on into the the cylinder. We'll set right in there, and then the cylinder's got teeth on it, which knocks the wheat out of the hole here. And then the wheat goes down through the sieves, and the straw stays on top and walks its way back to back through the blower. As that walks it out, it shakes all the seed that's left in there, if there's any, and separates the seed from the straw and then the chaff, and then the chaff and straw go out to the back, then out through the blower, and then the blower blows it out into the straw stack. They'll throw it on. They'll pitch them in there with the forks. You see them knives there? They actually kind of cut them strings and separate it. Then it falls into the separator. The main thing is when they're pitching, they want to pitch these things with the heads going in first if they can. They don't want to pitch them this way because it puts a heck of a strain on the cylinders too. And you know it when they get them in there because it'll pull the engine or the tractor down. Like I said, once it gets into goes through the cylinder, it will separate, knock the seed out of the hull, and then the straw will stay on top of the walkers, and the seed will fall down, and the seed falls down, and then it's conveyed over as it's cleaned with the fan up the conveyor there and over into the wagon. So.
And the walkers, is that like are these like trays?
Well, I'll show you here. We'll open it up and we'll look in here.
Great.
There's the fan there that will blow the chaff away from the seed. If you can see in there, you'll see them different stages of the walkers, and you'll see the seed there that falls down, and then the seed goes down, the straw comes out into this blower, and the blower blows it right out into the straw pot.
So those arms, those tines up there are going back and forth.
They go back and forth, which keeps feeding the straw back toward the blower here.
And these different shells, they move back and forth as well?
That's correct, yes.
And it's all pretty much just shaking stuff through.
It shakes, yeah. Mm-hmm. It shakes your seed out. It separates the seed from the hulls and the straw.
It's pretty quiet in here right now with everything off, but it's got to be pretty exciting in there when it's all going.
It's walking, right along it. Would you want to go up on top and look at the cylinder?
Betcha.
As that's fed in, if you look down in there, you see them bars that's got looks like fingers on them.
Yeah.
That's your cylinder.
Okay.
And that's what hits that straw, and there's actually concaves under there with fingers the other way, and the fingers go in between each other, which knock the seed out, chops the straw up a little bit, and that's how you get your separation.
So that pulls the seed right off by basically putting them between the two fingers.
Right. Open up a couple of these other. I don't know if they'd do any good. Look into them.
Sure.
Here, that's just the top of your riddle or your shakers that shake the seed loose, and it, like I said, it just keeps walking that straw back to the back of the machine until it gets to the blower there.
If you keep these guys maintained, greased, and undercover during the winter and that, do they run pretty good? Do they pretty troublesome?
Yeah, no, not a whole lot. The belts will dry out. You got to put some belt dressing on them, tighten them up. Sometimes they'll break. You got to splice them or put new belts on. But I don't know how old this machine is, but it's fairly old. You can see here where the seed is on the bottom there, and it gets conveyed up here with this conveyor. Goes into this weigh box, and that measures your. Sometimes it tells. I think it's probably a 4 dumpsters a bushel, I believe, on some of them, or some of them are set for 2 dumpsters a bushel.
So it collects in here and then it trips it.
It will trip it when it gets how many pounds they got it set at here, and then it'll trip it. That's how they kept track of how many bushels they had when they tracked the different farmers. And it just conveys it right over there into the wagon or the auger, right into the wagon.
All right. What do you do with them besides field days with them?
Log with them, pull
Do you?
them. A lot of wagon rides.
Yep, sure. You log your own stuff or
Yeah,
other people's?
Yeah, both. Mostly myself.
In the wintertime?
Yeah.
Do you farm for a living?
No.
Work in the city?
Yeah. Well, I'm retired.
Okay, all right. So it gives you a little bit more time to fool with them.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Well, you were pulling with them last night.
Yeah, right.
They got shoes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did good with them.
Well, halfway.
Yeah. Just for fun anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to go broke trying to do this for a living.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, I'm Joe Mishka of Rural Heritage Magazine. I'm on location of one of the many events we cover that celebrates our rural heritage. If you enjoy our show, check out our magazine, where you'll learn more about the people that blend the past with what works today. You can save almost 20% off the newsstand price by subscribing at ruralheritage.com or chat with us at 877-647-2452. That's toll-free, 877-647-2452. Do you show them?
We showed a little bit. We do wagon rides. We do whatever I can find to get in trouble with.
They seem very alert.
They're ready to play today.
Yeah. How old are they?
This gelding's 8. This one's 6, and she's 12. And
Do you raise them?
no,
You buy them? Mm-hmm. Where did these guys come from?
he came from Illinois. He came from northern Illinois, and she came from northern Missouri. Stand.
You've been with draft horses your whole life?
No, I'm not. We did saddle horses for a long time, and I got hurt, and this was the cure for it.
Kind of a fun thing with your kids.
Yep. It's a family thing. Amos. Amos, you've managed to successfully hook Comet.
You need help?
No, he got it.
Well, they're working good for you.
Yep, they're
sure
good
move
kids.
along.
Yes. They like to go.
Yep.
We're trying to get this one out of hitch mode.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All the way for that pair? Do you plow much at home?
No, I
Yeah.
haven't done it.
What do you do with them mostly?
Well, we cut firewood for the most part, and just use them in the woods that way, and we put them on a disc and mess around with them some, and then just take them around to different shows, that kind of thing.
So a lot of what you do with them though is just driving them to train them.
Just driving them, to work them and get our firewood, one thing another that way. So
How old are they when you get started?
I started
Couple
with
days?
these guys. They were about 2 weeks old when I got them and started bottle feeding them, and then started leading them and put a yoke on them. That's pretty quick. And then lots of times around the yard, just lots of driving them around, and not trying to go in tight circles. Just any kind of circle is good for a while, and then they get tightened up. You can see that they're pretty tight in a circle now. So and then just work. Just like anything, you work them into the dirt and keep them there for a little bit, and then they learn, you know.
Now they're coming 2-year-olds, is that right?
Right. There'll be two between Christmas and New Year's. So they would have been born between Christmas and New Year's of 2015.
And do you prefer brown Swiss, or they just take what you can get?
I had some Holsteins, and they just couldn't take the heat. It seemed like when I worked them, and if they get warm, their tongues would hang out. You know, it just didn't look real good, and especially out in the public. You know, it wasn't hurting them. It's just the way they do, but it doesn't look good to people. So
Right.
I heard the brown Swiss could take the heat a little better. And so I went to Coatesburg Sale Barn, and I saw these guys in the back there, bucket calves, and I thought, oh man, I can't resist them. And so I ended up bringing them home and back seat of the truck, you know.
They have really attractive head.
Yeah.
These brown Swiss.
Yeah, they do. They got a teddy bear face on them with that mealy nose and a little bit of meal around their eyes and those ears, you know, and they are so personable. I mean, these guys, if somebody just stands in front of them for a minute, they're just reaching out and trying to get to them. They just like to be around people, and you know, they're just kind of like big babies, but you just can't let them, you know, get by with anything.
Right. It's like we were saying last night. Otherwise, I mean, in the long run,
Right.
you won't be able to keep it.
No, you'd have to put them in a feedlot somewhere if they got too friendly. But yeah,
They have to learn to respect your space.
that's correct.
Even without the horns,
Yeah.
they'd still kill you pretty easily.
Oh, they could just jump
Crush
up
you.
on you or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, like these guys, they like to have their chin scratched. And if you start scratching them underneath their chin, boy, they'll get to where they just lay their head down right on you, you know. And that's a little different than them when you're offering it. Is different than when they're trying to demanding it. Yeah. And
And it's a lot easier to teach them respect when they're little than it is when they get big.
yeah, you just keep it up all the time, and then you know it's not a thing.
Because I reckon when they're little, you kind of almost have to make yourself teach them. Because they're not going to hurt you when they're really little.
Right, but you know, if you've got a little experience, if I have a little experience, you know, you kind of see that stuff coming ahead of time. It's just like with horses or anything, you know, or a dog. You know, you kind of get to see those little problem things coming ahead of time, so you kind of nip them in the bud right quick.
At the end of the day, teamsters combined 2 4-horse hitches using a rope and pulley system to hook to a cultimulcher built by Tom Renner.
Okay, go back. Come back. Come back, Charlie. Come back, Joe. Come back, Joe. Come back. Oh. Well, the good thing is at least we'll have a before and after video.
Is this wrapped around this rope for a reason, or is it just?
Yes, it goes to the hang ring.
No, but I mean it's in a knot. It don't want it. You want it to
We
slide.
had them all just Bud got a set of lines on him? Yeah. Take him off. No, he got it. Unhook that back here. Dennis, yeah. Put Bud over on the right where he needs to be. Please. Yes, sir. Don't get that hot tent over there. I'm trying to think ahead.
Get over, Doc. Get over, Doc.
Whoa. I'll lead these two right up about.
Beautiful animal.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
Tom takes the lines atop the cultimulture he built. Thanks for joining us today at Rural Heritage and RFD TV, where we borrow from yesterday to do the work of today. This program is available for purchase. To order your copy, please call 319-362-3027 or visit www.ruralheritage.com. Rural Heritage is a bi-monthly magazine dedicated to draft animal farming and logging, as well as other aspects of our rich rural heritage. It is published by Mishka Press, which also offers a complete line of back-to-the-land books, DVDs, and calendars. Call or write for a catalog or subscription information, or visit our website at www.ruralheritage.com.